thought I had a Bible on it, but I don't see one up here. But anyway, what we're going to do, our guest speaker is a gentleman I've known a long time, and he just honored me with a T-shirt and an award. I'm officially a man of distinction. I wear it proud. Without further ado, I'd like to bring Anthony Law to us.
Well, as Dwight just whispered to me, I will share with you, I won't be before you long. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for being here today. When I looked at the weather, it was 0 degrees. It was dark, it was cold, and probably none of us wanted to get out of bed. But we knew that we needed to. We knew that we needed to be here. Why? Well, this is a celebration of a man who made many, many sacrifices for each and every one of us. A man throughout his life that had several opportunities to roll over in that bed. A man in his life who had several opportunities to say, no, not today. So the least that we could do was get up on this cold January morning, come out amongst our community and celebrate his legacy. So for that, I thank you. So, I'm going to talk about some things. We know a lot about Dr. King. I could go on and give you facts and different dates and things of that nature, and you probably, most of you already know that. Each one of us has been influenced in some way by the works of, or the words of, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite quotes and how they have affected my life. So, we'll start. The first quote: faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. Now think about that for a moment. When Dr. King took on the responsibility of doing everything within his power to make this country a better place for everybody, he had no idea what to expect. He just believed that things could be better, even when he couldn't see them. Even when people that looked like him were hanging from trees. Even when people that looked like him were unjustly put in the penitentiary. Even when people that looked like him were raped and murdered because of the color of their skin. He still rolled over, got up, and shared a dream with us. A dream that he even stated, I probably won't see this coming. But it's coming. Every day we can look in the paper or on our phones or whatever media you look at and see something to discourage you. I challenge you to walk up that staircase even when you can't see it. The second quote: if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk.
All right.
If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Once again, this dream does not become a reality if any of us choose to stop. I have a dream was Dr. King's way of shedding light at a time which seemed to be total darkness. That was his dream. His challenge was that each one of us have a dream of our own and that we work towards that dream. Sometimes it's not easy. That's just the reality. You're going to meet challenges every day. And when you can't run, you better walk. Like I tell my students, life is not easy. Your goals are sometimes far, but they're always achievable if you're willing to put in the work. Some of you may have to work harder. Is that fair? No, it's not. But the best dream that you can have is a dream that will make a better life for somebody else. And for that, and for those back tables back there, and for those young people in the room over there, and for the people sitting to the left and right of you, it is necessary that you never, ever stop. The third one, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Now that's a hard one. That's a hard one. When you are feeling oppressed, when someone comes to you and says, I hate you, without even knowing you, when obstacles are put before you for no other reason than the insecurities of those that will put them before you, that is when it's easiest to hate. But the reality is, most of the people that don't like you know very little about you. Think about that. Most of the people that don't like you know very little about you because they've made a judgment call based on whatever, and they don't want to get to know you. I hate you. Because of what? Because you said something one time back in 1987, and I'm just not letting that stuff go. The reality is, I'm not even that person I was in 87. And I'll tell you, the person I was in 87, he was a hot mess. Now, everybody in this room has been perfect their whole life, so you can't relate to that. But I'm just saying, most of the people. So, how do you deal with that? Once again, if you go back to those other quotes, I'm not saying, and it's hard. It is hard. But the reality is, you accomplish so much more with love. And loving you does not mean I got to run up to you and kiss you in the mouth. Loving you means that I wish you well, that I'm searching for the God in you, and that energy that I would spend hating you, I'm using to pursue my dream. Fourth, people fail to get along because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they have not communicated with each other. That supports what I just said. That's the reality. Think about it. Now, I know it's nobody in this room, but think about it. The people that you don't like. And we all know somebody that gets on our last nerve. Is it worth the energy you use to not like them? How many of us see somebody in the hallway and we're like, oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. I got time for you. Satan, get behind me. All of that. It takes too much energy. It takes too much energy. The reality is, think about why you don't like them. If you don't like them because they're doing something positive, but just not the way you would do it, How about we work with them? Think about it. Is it that we don't like what they're doing, or is it that we don't like how they're doing it? And the reality is, if that's the only way they know how, a partnership, a collaboration. And they may take your suggestion, they may not, but that's their dream. That's what the task that God gave them, the purpose that God gave them. Sometimes you can use that as a motivation to get off your own behind. Like I tell my students all the time, if not you, then who? What I mean by that is, if you're not going to do it, not willing to do it, your mind tells you you're incapable of doing it, then find somebody who is doing it and support them. But they always know. My next question is, why not you? Because most of us don't know just how powerful we are. There are a lot of people in this room who have given me the courage to be where I am today. The thing is, most of you don't even know it. Because that's just what you do. You didn't do it for the applause. You didn't do it for the adoration. You did it, and you continue to do it, and it's had an effect on me. And for those of you that, some of you I've spoken to, some of you I haven't, that's my bad. I need to do better at that. But I encourage you to continue to do what you do. Number 5, we must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive, and devoid of the power to love. There is some good in the worst of us, and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. That whole quote is for us, not for our enemy. Remember what I said, the energy it takes to hate, the time it takes to hate, takes away from the energy and the time for you to do something positive. That's it in a nutshell. That was simple as it can be. I don't know what else to tell you. When you start to feel, that you're struggling to love your neighbor, step back. Think about where all this anger is coming from. Do whatever it takes to find that love inside of you. Hate eats you up. Now, don't get me wrong. I tell my students all the time, with the things that we see in the media and different things, there are some things that are going to make you angry, and rightfully so. But what are you going to do with that anger? Are you going to go out and fight somebody? The world is so small now, we can see injustices on the other side of the country. I'm not going to take a bus to go over there and do something about it. So 9 times out of 10, if I'm not angry, I'm going to do something here against somebody that had nothing to do with that. What have I accomplished? An eye for an eye leaves the world blind. It's a reality. Now, I had 5, but I had one more I have to add. Because I do a lot with young people, and they are not only our future, they are now. I want to personally thank Joey and Mandy for making sure that these young people made it out here this morning. It was dark when I woke up. Because that's important. For every adult that brought a young person, That's important. For the young people that participated in the essay contest and the families of those young people, that's important. To understand what this is all about at their age, that's important. If you don't get anything else I'm saying, know one thing. That's important. As we grow and grow and this becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. See, they weren't ready for this. Look at this. We had to bring out extra tables and chairs. That's important. But one of the things I tell my students all the time, everybody can be great because anybody can serve. This part here is, for me being a college recruiter, I struggle with this, but I got to go with it. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the college students that came out here at the request of a crazy old man who said, look, I need you to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I need you to be here with a servant mindset. My students over here, for the most part, have been standing the whole time. And like a proud parent, I'm biased, but these are our kids. They're an active part of the community. They want to be involved and engaged. The Solutions Program students, let's give them a hand, because they got up. Joey and Mandy called them, said, hey, we got a breakfast on your day off. You want to come? And the answer was yes. And the only reason we've only got that many is we were limited in transportation. That's it. So anybody that tells me this next generation is lost, won't do, you can always say what they won't do. But I'll show you what they will if you give them a chance. So, as I close, because I said I wouldn't be before you long, I want to thank each and every individual here for doing your part in keeping the dream alive. And I challenge you to take whatever got you to roll out of bed this morning. That same mindset, that same heart, that same love, and dedicate it to making our community a greater community. The people in this room, if just the people in this room commit to making a better Galesburg, can you imagine? Today, I too have a dream. Will you help me make it a reality? Thank you.